A chosen woman isn't lonely. She's set apart. There's a difference. Have you ever felt like no one truly understands you? Like the way you think, the way you move, the things you desire just don't match what everyone else is chasing? Maybe you've noticed that friendships fade, relationships feel forced, and no matter how much you try to blend in, you just don't. If that sounds familiar, let me tell you something. There's nothing wrong with you. In fact, it means you're different. It means you're chosen. And being chosen comes with a price: isolation. See, when God sets someone apart, he pulls them away from the crowd. He removes the noise, the distractions, and sometimes even the people you thought would always be there. It's painful, isn't it? Watching people walk away, feeling like you don't belong anywhere. But what if I told you this isn't a punishment? It's preparation. Because when you're chosen, you can't afford to move like everyone else. You can't follow the same path, seek the same approval, or settle for the same mediocrity. I know it's hard. I know it feels unfair. But by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why a chosen woman always walks alone. And more importantly, why that's actually one of the greatest blessings in disguise. Because the truth is, your isolation isn't rejection. It's redirection. It's redirection. It's God pulling you away from what's not meant for you so he can bring you into what is. Stay with me, because this might just change the way you see everything. Being a chosen woman is not just a title. It's an identity, a calling, a way of life. It means you are different in ways that most people won't understand. Spiritually, it means you are set apart by God for something greater than yourself. Your purpose is not ordinary, so your path can't be either. You are being molded, refined, and shaped in ways that require you to walk a road many wouldn't dare to take. Mentally, being chosen means you think differently. While others chase validation, popularity, or temporary satisfaction, your mind is drawn towards something deeper. You crave meaning, purpose, and truth. You question things instead of just going along with them. You don't settle for surface-level conversations or relationships that drain you instead of build you. This alone sets you apart because the world often rewards those who conform. But you can't force yourself to fit into a mold that was never made for you. Emotionally, being chosen means you feel things on a different level. You experience loneliness more deeply, not because you are alone, but because your spirit refuses to connect with just anything or anyone. You've likely noticed that certain environments drain you, certain conversations no longer interest you, and certain people don't match your energy anymore. It's not that you're better than them, it's that you're evolving. And your soul knows it. Growth always creates distance, and a chosen woman is constantly growing. When you carry a different purpose, you carry a different weight. You see, not everyone is built to handle the responsibilities that come with being chosen. That's why your journey often requires solitude. You may find yourself in seasons where friendships fade, relationships don't work out, and even family members don't understand you. It hurts. It's confusing. But it's not random. God removes what's not aligned with your destiny, even when you don't understand why. This is where most people struggle. They mistake this isolation for rejection, for abandonment. They wonder why they never feel like they belong anywhere. But the truth is, you weren't meant to. You weren't designed to fit in, to be like everyone else, to live life on autopilot. Your life was meant to have impact, and impact requires separation. Look at any powerful, purpose-driven woman, and you'll see that at some point, she had to walk alone. She had to step away from the familiar, the comfortable, and the easy in order to become who she was meant to be. Being chosen means that your path will be different, but it also means your rewards will be greater. It means you will experience challenges that others won't, but you will also receive blessings that others can't. It means that while others may find their way through crowds and connections, you will find yours through faith and perseverance. And that's why solitude is necessary. It forces you to rely on God. It pushes you to develop strength, wisdom, and patience. It teaches you that not everyone is meant to go where you're going. So yes, being chosen can feel lonely at times. It can feel unfair, but it's never without purpose. Every moment of isolation is preparation. Every setback is a setup for something bigger. And every time you wonder why you feel different, remember this: you were never meant to be like the rest. You were meant to stand out, to lead, to rise above. And that is why a chosen woman always walks alone. Not because she's unloved, not because she's forgotten, but because she is on a journey that few are strong enough to take. A chosen woman walks alone because the path she's on isn't meant for everyone. She moves differently, thinks differently, and carries a vision that most people can't comprehend. It's not that she doesn't want connection. It's that true connection is rare when you're walking a road that few are willing to travel. While others are focused on fitting in, she's focused on growth. While they are chasing temporary validation, she's chasing a deeper purpose. And that's exactly why she often finds herself standing alone. One of the biggest reasons she walks alone is that people simply can't relate to her purpose. She sees beyond the moment, beyond the distractions, beyond the things that most people consider important. While others are comfortable staying the same, she's constantly evolving. This creates an invisible gap between her and those around her. They don't understand why she's so focused, why she's willing to let go of certain things, or why she doesn't entertain the same conversations anymore. It's frustrating because she wants to connect, but at the same time, she refuses to lower herself just to make others comfortable. And that's another reason she walks alone. She intimidates the wrong people. Her confidence, her self-respect, and her unwillingness to settle make insecure people uncomfortable. She doesn't play small, she doesn't beg for acceptance, and she doesn't entertain drama. This threatens those who are used to people shrinking themselves just to fit in. Instead of celebrating her, they resent her. Instead of supporting her, they distance themselves. It's not that she's doing anything wrong, it's just that her presence exposes what they lack. She forces people to confront their own insecurities, and not everyone is ready for that. Another painful truth is that a chosen woman outgrows places and people. The more she grows, the more she realizes that not everyone is meant to go where she's headed. Some people are comfortable in mediocrity. They don't want to change, they don't want to evolve, and they don't want to put in the work. And when she does, it creates distance. Conversations start feeling forced. The connection starts fading. And eventually, she finds herself alone. Not because she wanted to leave them behind, but because they chose to stay the same. Growth always comes with a cost, and sometimes that cost is losing people who were never meant to stay. But the most important reason she walks alone is that God separates her for a reason. Every chosen woman goes through a season of isolation before stepping into her purpose. It's not a punishment, it's preparation. He removes the distractions, the wrong relationships, and even the old version of herself so she can step fully into who she's meant to be. It's in the quiet, in the solitude, in the moments where she feels most alone, that she learns to rely on him. That's when she builds her strength, her faith, and her resilience. That's when she discovers that being alone doesn't mean being abandoned. It means being positioned for something greater. So yes, a chosen woman walks alone, but not because she's not worthy of love, friendship, or connection. She walks alone because she refuses to settle for anything less than what she was created for. Because she understands that loneliness is temporary, but purpose is forever. And because she knows that the right people, the right opportunities, and the right path will reveal themselves in time. Until then, she walks with faith, knowing that every step, no matter how lonely, is leading her exactly where she's meant to be. Walking alone can feel like a heavy burden, but in reality, it is one of the greatest blessings a chosen woman can experience. At first, it may seem like a punishment, like something is missing, like something is wrong. But in time, she realizes that this solitude is not emptiness. It is space, space for growth, space for clarity, space to truly become the woman she was created to be. One of the biggest blessings of walking alone is the ability to focus on her calling. Without distractions, without unnecessary noise, she is able to hear her own thoughts and, more importantly, hear God's voice. The world is filled with so many influences, so many opinions, so many things pulling people in different directions. But when a chosen woman is set apart, she has the rare opportunity to sit with herself and truly ask, what am I here to do? This kind of reflection, this kind of deep awareness only happens in solitude. She is no longer clouded by outside influences or societal pressures. She can finally move with intention, chasing her destiny without hesitation. This season of isolation also serves another purpose. It allows the right people to enter her life. When she was constantly surrounded by the wrong ones, she had no space for the right ones. She was entertaining people who drained her, friendships that didn't feed her soul, and relationships that kept her stuck in the same cycle. But once those distractions fell away, she created room for genuine connections, room for people who truly align with her spirit. God doesn't want her to force relationships. He wants to send the right ones at the right time. And this only happens when she lets go of the ones that were never meant for her in the first place. Perhaps the most powerful blessing of walking alone is the strength and wisdom she develops along the way. When no one else is there to lean on, she learns to lean on God. When no one else is clapping for her, she learns to clap for herself. When no one else is guiding her, she learns to trust the divine direction placed inside of her. This is where true growth happens, not in comfort, not in crowds, but in quiet moments of self-discovery. She becomes stronger, wiser, more resilient. She realizes that she doesn't need external validation to feel worthy. She doesn't need constant company to feel whole. She is complete within herself, and that is something most people never get to experience. So, while walking alone may seem difficult, it is actually a period of transformation. Epiphany. It is a time where a chosen woman is stripped of everything that no longer serves her and rebuilt into someone even stronger. She learns that loneliness is not a curse. It is a tool that sharpens her, refines her, and prepares her for the next chapter of her life. Because once she has fully embraced this season, she will emerge as someone unstoppable, someone who no longer begs for attention but commands respect, someone who no longer settles but waits for what she truly deserves, someone who no longer fears being alone but understands that solitude is where the greatest power is found. And so, while others may chase after crowds and validation, she stands firm in her own presence. She knows that this journey is not about fitting in, it's about rising up. And the ones who are meant to walk with her, they will find her when the time is right. Until then, she continues forward unshaken, knowing that walking alone was never about being lost. It was always about being led. If you've ever felt like you're walking alone, like no one truly understands your journey, I want you to know this. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. You are not being punished. What you are experiencing is not rejection, but redirection. Every step of this path has a purpose, even the lonely moments, even the silent seasons, especially those moments. Because when God chooses someone for something greater, he separates them first. He pulls them away from the noise, from the distractions, from the people who are not meant to go where he is leading them. It may not make sense right now. It may feel like you're losing more than you're gaining, but I promise you nothing is being taken away that was meant to stay. Nothing is being removed from your life that was truly meant for you. What you are experiencing is a necessary process, a process of refinement, a process of transformation, a process of becoming. You see, isolation is not about being alone. It's about being prepared. God is setting you apart for something bigger, something better, something that requires you to be strong enough to stand on your own. If he allowed you to stay where you were, surrounded by the same people, engaging in the same patterns, you would never grow into the person you are meant to be. And that's why he is shifting things. That's why certain people are fading out of your life. That's why certain opportunities are closing. That's why things that once felt comfortable now feel unfamiliar. You are in a season of elevation, and elevation always requires separation. But here's what you need to hold on to. This won't last forever. The loneliness, the uncertainty, the waiting, it's all temporary. The same God who set you apart is the same God who will bring the right people, the right opportunities, and the right purpose into your life at the perfect time. But first, you must trust him in the in-between. You must believe that just because you can't see the full picture yet, doesn't mean he isn't painting something beautiful. You were never meant to fit in. You were never meant to follow the crowd, to live an ordinary life, to settle for less than what you deserve. That's why things have always felt different for you. That's why your heart has always craved something deeper, something real. And that's why you've had to walk alone. Not because you are unloved, but because you are called. Not because you are forgotten, but because you are being prepared. So don't fight this season. Don't resent the isolation. Instead, embrace it. Use it. Grow from it. Let it make you stronger, wiser, and more in tune with who you are meant to be. Because when this chapter ends, and you will look back and realize that every moment alone was necessary. Every tear, every doubt, every question, it all led you here. To a place of clarity, of purpose, of unshakable faith. And when that day comes, when you finally step into the life that was always meant for you, you will understand. You will see why God had to remove certain people, why he had to close certain doors, why he had to separate you before he could elevate you. And most importantly, you will see that you were never truly alone. He was there the entire time, guiding you, preparing you, leading you towards something far greater than you ever imagined. Hold on, keep walking. Your journey isn't over, it's just beginning. A chosen woman doesn't fit in because she was made to stand out. She wasn't designed to blend into the crowd, to follow the path that everyone else takes. She was meant to walk boldly in her purpose, even if that means walking alone for a season. And if you've ever felt that way, if you've ever felt like you don't quite belong, like your journey is different, like you're being set apart, I want you to know that you're not alone. This path isn't easy, but it's worth it. Every challenge, every lonely night, every moment of doubt is shaping you into the person you were always meant to be. And one day everything will make sense. One day you'll see why certain doors had to close, why certain people had to leave, and why God needed you to be alone for a while. It's all leading you to something greater. If this message spoke to you, if you've ever felt like you're walking this road alone, drop a fire in the comments so I know I'm not the only one who feels this. Let's build a community of chosen women who understand each other, who support each other, who remind each other that being set apart is a gift, not a burden. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, because this journey, you don't have to walk it alone. We're in this together, and the best is yet to come.